Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel GSI PUC Mysuru. This is the 6th session of the 6th chapter, that is oscillators. In the last few sessions we discussed about oscillators, tank circuits and different types of oscillator circuits, that is LC oscillators. LC oscillators were again classified into two types, Hartley oscillators and Colpitts oscillators, and then we dealt with the other type of oscillator circuits, that is RC oscillators, in which R and C were the important component which was used in order to generate the sinusoidal signals. So in RC oscillators we are having two types of RC oscillators, that is the phase shift oscillators and Wien bridge oscillator. In the last session we discussed about the phase shift oscillator. In this session we will be dealing with Wien bridge oscillators. So the name RC oscillators, the name itself is specified. We are going to use two main components, one is the resistor, the other one is the capacitors. So let us try to understand this Wien bridge oscillators, but before that we have to understand what is called as the principle of lead and lag network. Principle of lead lag network. So what is this principle of lead lag network in the sense? It is nothing but a circuit in which the output will lead or lag the input signal. The output signal can either lead the input signal or lag the input signal. So for this we are going to use two main components, one is the resistor, the other one is the capacitor. So in order to understand this, let us draw a circuit or let us write this network where only resistors and capacitors are used. For that we are going to use a resistor and capacitor which is connected in series. To that there is a parallel combination of again a resistor as well as a capacitor. So this is the network what we are going to use. So here we are going to apply the input signal, let us denote that by Vi, and here we are going to take the output signal which is denoted by V0. If I am going to call this as R1 and this as R2, this as C1 and this as C2. Here we are having a combination of one series and one parallel network. In the series combination we are going to use one resistor and capacitor, and in the parallel combination also we are going to use one resistor as well as the capacitor. If this is considered as the input signal, then we are going to get the output signal like this. So for low frequency signals, the capacitor behaves like capacitance of a capacitor, that is nothing but Xc, the capacitive reactance, which will be given by 2 pi Fc. For the low frequency signals, the capacitive reactance is high. The capacitive reactance is high ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ for low frequency signals, capacitive reactance is high ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ this series combination or C1 will act like a open circuit. C1 will act like an open circuit ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ there will be no output signal obtained because this will be open. The circuit is disconnected. So whatever the input signal I am providing, that will not be applied or that will not be produced at the output side, because for the low frequency signal the capacitive reactance is high. Capacitive reactance ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is nothing but the property of opposing the signal. So it opposes the signal ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ that is nothing but same as that of resistance. So it opposes the signal ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ it acts like an open circuit. So the output will not be produced. So this is R1. R1 will act, that is C1, which acts as an open circuit for low frequency signals. For high frequency signals, for higher F, Xc is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi Fc. So for high frequency signals, Xc will be low, that is the capacitive reactance will be low. Capacitive reactance will be low ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it will not offer any kind of opposition ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ C2 will not be there, it will act like a short circuit. So this R2 and C2 can be considered like this. R2 is there, C2 will now act like a short circuit for high frequency signals. So short circuit ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ the voltage across the short circuit will be equal to 0. So for high frequency signals also the output will not be generated. C2 will act like a short. For low frequency signals, C1 will act like an open circuit. For high frequency signal, C2 will act like a short circuit. So in both of these cases, output will not be produced. Output will not be produced. But at some frequencies, the output is maximum if R1 equals R2 equals R and C1 equals C2 is equal to C. So we will be not able to get any kind of output if the frequency is too low, or if the frequency of the signal what we are needed to generate, if that frequency is high, then the output will not be produced. But for some amount of frequency or for the mid frequencies, the output will be maximum if R1 and R2 values are same and C1 and C2 values are same. In that case, the frequency of the signal what is generated, that can be calculated using this formula, F is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC, where R value is nothing but R1, R2 both the values are same, and C1, C2 both the values are same. So at low frequencies, the phase angle is positive and the circuit will act like a lead network. At high frequency, the phase angle is negative and the circuit will act like a lag network. So at frequency F, the phase angle is equal to 0. We need this criteria that phase angle must either be equal to 0 degree or 360 degree. That we are going to see in the next topic, that is Wien-Bridge oscillator nalli ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. So for low frequency signals, the phase angle is positive and the circuit will be acting like a lead network, and for high frequency signal the phase angle is negative and the circuit will act like a lag network. So at some frequency ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ at frequency F, which can be calculated as 1 divided by 2 pi RC, then the phase angle is equal to 0. So this is the principle behind the lead lag network. So a circuit in which the output will either lead the input or either lag the input is called as the lead lag network. Now let us see the Wien-Bridge oscillators, which is one of the types of RC oscillators. In order to generate any kind of oscillations, we need two separate circuits. One is the amplifier circuit, the other one is a feedback circuit. Again, in this Wien-Bridge oscillator, we are going to use op-amp in the amplifier circuit. So this is a op-amp, inverting and non-inverting terminal. This is the resistance Ri, and here we will be having a feedback resistor which is named as Rf, and here we will be having a resistor as well as capacitor which is connected in this manner, and here another arm of the bridge contains one resistor as well as one capacitor. So this is the circuit what we are going to use in order to generate the oscillations, electrical oscillations, positive, negative. So the signal which is generated will be like this. This is the negative terminal, this is the positive terminal, that is the inverting op-amp, non-inverting op-amp, plus VCC, minus VCC, IC741, Ri, Rf, R1, C1, R2, C2. Here Wien-Bridge oscillator. So here one of the bridge contains R and C which are connected in series. The other bridge contains R2 and C2 which are connected in parallel. The other bridge contains Ri and Rf. Here one of the important criteria in order to generate the oscillations is that the phase angle must be equal to 0 degree or 360 degree. So this 0 degree criteria or the phase angle is equal to 0 degree will be obtained when the bridge is at resonance, When the bridge is at resonance ಇರುವಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ the phase angle, the total phase angle in the circuit will be equal to 0 degree, and the frequency of the signal at resonance will be equal to f is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi root r1 r2 c1 c2. If r1 r2 is equal to r and c1 c2 is equal to c, then f will be equal to 1 divided by 2 pi root of r1 r2, both the values are same, so r square into c square, so r into c whole square, root of r c whole square anta agutte. So f is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi rc. So this is the formula of the signals which can be used in order to calculate the frequency of the signals what is generated. You can design the circuit accordingly. The feedback path which will be providing 180 degree phase shift here will not provide any kind of phase shift. The bridge must be at resonance or the bridge must be balanced in order to give this 0 degree phase shift. So bridge must be balanced anta helidaga R3 divided by R4 must be equal to R1 divided by R2 plus C1 divided by C2. But if R1 equals R2 is equal to R and C1 equals C2 is equal to C, then from this expression R3 by R4 is equal to 2, where R3 is equal to Rf and R4 is equal to Ri. But here the gain of the amplifier A will be equal to 1 plus Rf divided by Ri, but Rf divided by Ri is nothing but R3 divided by R4, because Rf is equal to R3 and Ri is equal to R4. So 1 plus R3 divided by R4, which is nothing but the gain of a non-inverting operational amplifier. But we know that R3 by R4 is equal to 2. So A will be equal to 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3. A will be equal to 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3. So A is equal to 3. But we know that A beta must be equal to 1. So beta is equal to 1 divided by 3. So if we are going to satisfy these two criteria, then we will be able to generate the sustained oscillation or the electrical oscillations of the desired frequency. So beta is nothing but the feedback ratio which is got by the lead and the lag circuit, which is equal to 1 by 3, and the gain of the amplifier which is equal to 3, and when we are going to multiply those two, A beta anta multiply madidre I will be getting the value is equal to unity, which is one of the most important criteria in order to generate the sustained oscillations. So this is a Wien bridge network where we are going to use the lead lag network in the feedback circuit. Lead and lag network anta ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is a combination of one series and one parallel combination. In the series combination we will be having R and C connected in series, and in parallel combination or in parallel network we will be having another C and R. So the bridge is said to be balanced when the phase angle criteria for oscillations is that the total phase shift must be equal to 0 degree, and this criteria is obtained when the bridge is balanced or when the bridge is at resonance. So in order to obtain that is in order to make sure that the bridge is balanced, we have to construct a circuit where the amplifier gain is equal to 3 and this feedback gain is equal to 1 by 3. So by satisfying these two conditions we will be able to generate the sustained oscillations. So the frequency of the signal what is generated can be calculated by this formula, 1 divided by 2 pi RC, where R is equal to R1 is equal to R2, that is all the resistance values, that is R1 and R2 are same, and C is same as C1 and C2. Here in this particular network, Rf can be considered as R3 and Ri can be considered as R4. So this is another criteria what we are going to use in order to generate the sustained oscillations. Now let us see some of the advantages, disadvantages and applications of this RC network. Advantages anta bandaga, it does not require any kind of inductors. Inductors use ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ the circuit becomes less expensive and it becomes less bulky. So this is one of the major advantages of these RC oscillators when compared to LC oscillators. It can be used to generate audio range frequencies, and the frequency stability is good in these kind of RC oscillators. Coming to the disadvantages of these RC oscillators, generating high frequency signals is not possible, and this kind of circuit gives very low output, and it is not easy to change all these resistors as well as the capacitors value in order to generate the frequency of a different value. And the components what we are using here is temperature dependent, so the frequency is also not stable. So these are some of the disadvantages of these RC oscillators. Coming to the applications of these RC oscillators, they are used in low frequency applications and in commercial audio frequency applications. So these are the major two applications of these RC oscillators. Now let us try to solve some of the problems on these Weinbridge oscillators. The first problem is, the frequency of a Weinbridge oscillator is 1200 Hz. So frequency and F whose value is equal to 1200 Hz. If the resistance value used is 820 ohms, calculate the value of capacitance to be used. So resistance value is 820 ohms, calculate the capacitance to be used, and here you have to find out C. So in the Weinbridge oscillator we are having this formula, F is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC. So here you have to find out the value of C for the given value of frequency and resistance. So let us substitute that. Before that, let us cross multiply, taking C to the left hand side. C is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RF. So 1 divided by 2 pi, R value is 820 and F value is 1200 Hz. So let us multiply this. So C is equal to 1 divided by 6179520. So C equals 0 point followed by 6 zeros, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1618. So C, we have got this much value. Let us not keep this answer in this form. Let us change this either to milli or micro or nano. So if I am going to shift the point towards the right, then the powers will be 10 to the power of negative values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let us shift the point towards the right to 6 places, 0.161 into 10 to the power of minus 6 farad, or C is equal to 0.161 microfarad. So this is the final answer for the capacitance whose value is equal to 0.161 microfarad. Now we will look into the next problem of this session. So the problem is, the RC network of Weinbridge oscillator consists of resistors and capacitors of values R1 equals R2 equals R equals 270 kilo ohms. R1 equals R2 equals R equals 270 kilo ohms, and C1 equals C2 equals C equals 470 picofarad. C1, C2, C 470 picofarad. Determine the frequency of oscillation. Determine the frequency of oscillation in the sense you have to find out F. So you are having this formula, F is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC, where R value is given as 270 kilo ohms and C value is given as 470 picofarad. 270 kilo in the sense 270 into 10 to the power of 3 ohms, and 470 pico in the sense 470 into 10 to the power of minus 12 farad. So let us substitute these values in this formula and find out the frequency. F is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi. R is 270 into 10 to the power of 3, and C value is given as 470 into 10 to the power of minus 12. So 10 to the power of 3 gets cancelled with 10 to the power of minus 12, retaining 10 to the power of minus 9. So let us multiply this. So we will be getting 1 divided by 79692 into 10 to the power of minus 9. So let us find out 1 divided by this answer. So F is equal to 0 point followed by 5 zeros 1254 into 10 to the power of minus 9 is in the denominator. When it goes to the numerator, it will become 10 to the power of plus 9. So, this value is very small. So, let us try to shift the point towards the right. So, f is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1.254 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into 10 to the power of 9. This 10 power 6 gets cancelled with 9, retaining 3. So, f is equal to 1.254 into 10 to the power of 3 hertz, or f is equal to 1.254 kilohertz. So, this is the final answer for the given value of R and C in the Weinberg oscillators. Clear? So, the problems are simple. You have to remember the formulas for different oscillator circuits and solve the problem accordingly. Now, we will move on to the next problem. The third problem is, the frequency of the Weinberg oscillator is 1500 Hertz. Frequency is 1500 Hertz, that is f is equal to 1500 Hertz. If the capacitance value used is C1 equals C2 equals C equals 0.1 microfarad. So, C1 equals C2 equals C, which is equal to 0.1 microfarad. Calculate the value of resistance R1 equals R2 equals R to be used. So, you have to find out the value of R for the given value of F and C. So, problem is very simple. F is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi R C. So, you have to find out R. Let us cross multiply that. R is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi F C. So, let us substitute those values. R is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi. F value is 1500 and C value is 0.1 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So, let us multiply this. F is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi of 942 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So, R is equal to 1 divided by 942 gives us 0.001061 into 10 to the power of plus 6. 10 power minus 6 is in the denominator. When it goes to the numerator, it is 10 to the power of plus 6. Now, let us shift the point towards the right. R is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or let us shift to 3 places, 1, 2, 3, 1.061 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into 10 to the power of plus 6. 10 power minus 3 gets cancelled with 6, retaining 3. So, R is equal to 1.061 into 10 to the power of 3 hertz, or R is equal to 1.061 kilohertz. So, this is the resistance value for the given value of F and C. So, problems are very simple in these oscillators chapter, which will be carrying 5 marks. So, in today's session, we saw what exactly is the meaning of lead and lag network. We learned the principle of the lead lag network with the Weinberg circuit, and we also solved some of the problems on this same topic. In the next session, I will be coming with a new topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.